The numbers don't lie, but what they're showing us right now seems almost impossible. Temperature ranges spanning 80 degrees across the country simultaneously. Computer models that agree on everything suddenly can't agree on anything. A jet stream pattern that meteorology textbooks will reference for years. In 30 seconds, you'll know why this matters to you. 3 major weather systems colliding over the next week. The most extreme January temperature gradient in modern records. Storm impacts reaching from Seattle to Miami, affecting everyone in between. Here's my promise by the 5-minute mark. Complete timeline for every region, specific threats for your area. 3 preparation steps that absolutely matter. Information you can act on immediately. Yeah, as you're reading this, snow is burying Minnesota at 2 inches per hour. That's hood height on a car in just 3 hours. Wisconsin is getting the freezing rain treatment. Michigan is about to join the party. This is real time, happening now. The pattern creating this is unlike anything we typically see in January. Our jet stream has gone completely haywire. Multiple troughs and ridges competing for dominance, the atmosphere literally fighting with itself. When senior meteorologists who've been doing this for 30 or 40 years start using words like unprecedented and remarkable, pay attention. They've seen thousands of weather patterns. If this one stands out to them, it should concern all of us. Temperature anomalies break all normal expectations. Nebraska heading for 30 degrees above average tomorrow. In early January, that's April weather showing up 3 months early. South Dakota, same story. Texas approaching 70 while the north freezes. This massive temperature gradient creates the energy source for explosive weather development. Think of it like stretching a rubber band. The more you stretch it, the more potential energy builds. Eventually, something has to give. Let's walk through the timeline step by step. Right now, Minneapolis is dealing with heavy snow and ice, visibility dropping, roads becoming impassable, emergency crews struggling to keep up. If you live there, you already know how serious this is. By noon today, northern Wisconsin joins in. Eau Claire, Wausau, Green Bay all getting hit. A nasty mix of snow and freezing rain. That combination is worse than pure snow. Ice under snow is invisible and deadly. This afternoon, Michigan's turn arrives. Upper Peninsula facing the worst of it, 6 inches possible in some spots. Lower Michigan, including Detroit and Grand Rapids, evening commute becomes dangerous. Plan ahead or stay put. Tonight, the system weakens slightly but continues eastward. Light snow persisting across the Great Lakes region. Not huge amounts, but enough to keep roads hazardous overnight. Monday morning brings the system into the northeast. New York and New England getting light snow perfectly timed for morning rush hour. Albany, Hartford, Boston, Syracuse, give yourself major extra time. Accidents will happen, guaranteed. Monday evening, that first Clipper finally exits off the coast, but there's 0 recovery time. A second system already forming over the northern plains. Tuesday morning brings round 2, and this one packs more punch. Minnesota and Wisconsin, you're about to get hit again. Same areas, heavier snow, more ice. This is the dangerous one. By midday Tuesday, ice accumulation reaches critical thresholds, 1/4 inch predicted across wide swaths of territory. Sounds small until you understand what it does. Tree branches loaded with ice snap, power lines weighed down collapse, thousands lose electricity. Milwaukee, Madison, Green Bay, Northern Michigan, this is your code red period. Charge every device you own right now. Fill bathtubs with water, buy batteries and flashlights, get non-perishable food. Stock up on anything you might need for 3 days without power. Wednesday morning shifts the threat eastward. New England faces its ice potential. Schools will likely close. Businesses may delay opening. Smart decisions based on real risk. At the 5-minute mark, here's the main event I promised. Thursday over the Rockies, a monster storm system develops, and this is where forecast models completely diverge. The American GFS model paints one picture. Storm develops slowly. Progresses through the weekend. Friday morning brings severe thunderstorms from Dallas through Kentucky and West Virginia. By late Friday, the severe threat migrates into Dixie Alley, Louisiana, Mississippi, Alabama, looking at damaging winds, large hail, possible tornadoes. Classic severe weather setup with warm, unstable air ahead of a strong cold front. On the winter weather side, GFS focuses heavy snow on Indiana, Ohio, and the Northeast Corridor, late Friday into Saturday. Blizzard conditions entirely possible. High winds, heavy snow rates. Major cities could see a foot or more. Travel shuts down. Power outages spread. But the European model shows something radically different. It develops the storm much faster. Thursday night into Friday, severe weather outbreak happens earlier and covers much more territory, from Texas through Missouri, even reaching Indiana and Ohio. Most dramatically, the European places heavy snow 400 to 500 miles further west than the American model. Nebraska, Kansas, eastern Colorado suddenly facing major snowfall. Areas that have been practically dry all winter getting slammed with 6 to 12 inches. For farmers and ranchers who haven't dealt with significant snow yet, this would be a shock to the system. Livestock unprepared, equipment not positioned. It's the suddenness that creates problems. Why can't the models agree? The atmospheric setup is extraordinarily complex, 3 separate energy sources trying to phase together in a narrow time window. Gulf of Mexico providing moisture, Pacific storm system contributing energy, jet stream dynamics creating lift and organization. The exact timing and location of how these pieces come together determines the entire forecast. A shift of just 100 miles in storm track completely changes outcomes. Cities that see rain versus snow. Areas that get severe storms versus winter weather. It all hinges on precise positioning. What we absolutely know, this affects over 100 million Americans, from the Rockies to the Atlantic coast, from the Canadian border to the Gulf of Mexico. This is a true coast-to-coast weather event. The temperature pattern tells a compelling story. Tomorrow brings record-challenging warmth to the central United States. This isn't just a curiosity, it's fuel for the storm machine. Warm air holds exponentially more moisture than cold air. More moisture means heavier precipitation and stronger thunderstorms. Tuesday and Wednesday, the heat dome expands dramatically. Great Plains, Midwest, Southeast, all running significantly above average. Almost nowhere seeing below normal readings except the immediate West Coast. This sets the perfect stage for Thursday's explosive development. Thursday and Friday bring maximum uncertainty, where the storm tracks determines everything. Who sees record heat? Who sees severe weather? Who gets buried in snow? Differences measured in tens of miles affecting millions of lives. At the 12-minute mark, let's get practical. What should you actually do? First, identify your specific threat based on location. Northern tier states from Minnesota through New England, your primary concerns are snow, ice, and power outages. You need minimum 72 hours of supplies. More is better, non-perishable food that requires no cooking. Water, 1 gallon per person per day. Manual can opener, battery-powered or hand-crank radio, flashlights and extra batteries, first aid kit, medications you need, warm blankets. Keep vehicle gas tanks above half full. This isn't paranoia. This is wisdom. Being prepared means not being a burden on emergency services when they're already overwhelmed. It means taking care of your own household so help can reach those who truly need it. And here's something important. Preparation isn't just individual responsibility, it's community calling. We're blessed to have advance warning. That's a gift from God. We're blessed to have resources to prepare. That's provision. We're called to use those blessings not just for ourselves, but for our neighbors. Check on elderly folks nearby. Offer to pick up supplies for someone who can't get out easily. Share extra food or water with a family that's struggling. That's not charity. That's obedience to the command to love our neighbor as ourselves. That's faith in action. Central United States from Texas through the Ohio Valley, your situation is more complex. Dual threats, severe weather Thursday and Friday, possibly followed by winter weather into the weekend. You need both types of preparations simultaneously. Severe weather plan first. Know your safe room, lowest level of your home. Interior room with no windows, bathroom, closet, hallway. Put sturdy shoes there now. Put helmets there, put flashlights and phone chargers there. Make sure every family member knows the plan without thinking. When tornado warnings issue at 2 in the morning, you don't have time to debate. You need automatic response. Practice it. Also prepare for possible winter weather because if the storm tracks certain ways, you could go from tornadoes to snow within 12 hours. That rapid transition catches people completely off guard. Have supplies for both scenarios. Southeast states from Louisiana through the Carolinas, severe weather is your primary Friday concern. Tornadoes, damaging winds, large hail, all on the table. Multiple ways to receive warnings are essential. Weather radio, phone alerts, local television. Never rely on just one method. Technology fails. Batteries die. Redundancy saves lives. Western United States, particularly Pacific Northwest, your active pattern continues all week. Heavy rain at lower elevations. Heavy snow in the mountains. This is your pattern now. River flooding becomes increasing concern with repeated rainfall. Streams and rivers already running high. Additional rain could push them over flood stage. Monitor local flood warnings. Know your elevation. Know your evacuation routes. Desert Southwest. You could see wettest January in years. Don't discount this. Flash flooding in the desert is extremely dangerous. Hard-packed ground doesn't absorb water. Everything runs off, creating sudden deadly currents in normally dry washes. Never drive through standing water. Turn around, don't drown. Farm and ranch operators across the plains. Immediate action required. Secure everything today. Livestock needs shelter from rapid weather changes. Equipment needs protection from ice and snow. Don't wait until the storm starts. By then it's too late. Construction workers, outdoor laborers, operations shut down Thursday and Friday in impact zones. No exceptions, no job is worth dying for, no deadline justifies risking your life. Your family needs you home safe more than any company needs the work done. Hey, truckers, you keep America running. We all respect that. But you need to route around the central United States Thursday through Saturday if remotely possible. If you absolutely must travel through impact areas, multiple backup plans required. Know every truck stop and safe stopping point. Watch weather constantly. Don't push through dangerous conditions for any reason. Load can be late. You can't be dead. All emergency management teams across the central United States activate disaster protocols immediately. This is multi-hazard event. Severe weather, winter storms, power outages, all potentially happening simultaneously. Coordinate resources now, not when the event starts. Pre-position assets, brief personnel, establish communication protocols. School districts should make weather day decisions early. Don't wait until 5 a.m. Thursday morning. Make the call Wednesday evening. Give parents time to arrange childcare. Give staff time to adjust. Safety first, always and forever. Power companies are already prepositioning crews. Excellent planning. Ice storms Tuesday and Wednesday across the upper Midwest could cause extended outages. Having crews staged before the event means faster restoration when it's over. Major airports, significant disruptions expected Thursday through Saturday. Chicago O'Hare, Denver International, Atlanta Hartsfield-Jackson, all highly vulnerable. Travelers need maximum flexibility. Monitor flight status obsessively. Have backup plans ready. Be prepared to delay or cancel if necessary. Better alive and late than on time and in danger. Interstate highways through impact zones could become parking lots or death traps within hours. I-70, I-80, I-90 all cross high-risk areas. If you don't absolutely have to travel, stay home. If you must travel, full emergency kit mandatory. Blankets, water, food, charged phone, car charger, flashlight, basic tools, first aid supplies. This pattern significance extends beyond one storm. The jet stream configuration we're seeing tends to lock in place for weeks. That means active weather continues well into February and possibly beyond. When both the Pacific and Atlantic Oceans contribute energy simultaneously, which is what's happening now, we get sustained periods of explosive weather. It's global atmospheric connections creating perfect storm after perfect storm. Pacific Northwest, this could be your pattern for a month. Much needed precipitation, but also significant flooding risk. Mountains accumulating incredible snow totals. Avalanche danger spiking to extreme levels. Backcountry travel becomes life-threatening. Respect the mountains. They will kill you without hesitation. Desert Southwest, potentially wettest winter in a decade. Flash flood awareness critical throughout the region. Know your flood zones, know your escape routes, have emergency supplies ready. Rockies mountain passes closing repeatedly. Travel between valleys becomes impossible at times. Avalanche danger extreme. Professional assessment required before any backcountry activity. Let's be honest about weather forecasting limitations. We have incredible tools, satellites, radar, supercomputers, historical data, but atmospheric science still contains significant uncertainty, especially with setups this complex. When multiple computer models show dramatically different solutions only 5 days before an event, that signals the atmosphere is more chaotic than our current technology can fully capture. We can identify threats, we can explain possibilities, we can help people prepare, but perfect precision remains beyond our reach. That's why continuous monitoring becomes essential. Check forecasts multiple times daily, Thursday through Saturday. What's true at sunrise might be outdated by noon. Rapid change is possible with systems this dynamic. Trust credible sources during life-threatening weather. Your local National Weather Service office. Experienced broadcast meteorologists with years of training. Established weather services with proven track records, not social media hype. Not amateur speculation from people with no formal training. This level of complexity demonstrates exactly why meteorology requires extensive education and experience. It's not just reading numbers off computer screens. It's understanding atmospheric physics, fluid dynamics, thermodynamics, pattern recognition, local topographic effects, climatology. Years of study and practice guide proper interpretation of complex data. Human expertise becomes absolutely critical when computers disagree. We understand why models differ. We know which models historically perform better with specific patterns. We recognize when atmospheric chaos exceeds current predictive capabilities. Tomorrow's forecast will have significantly more detail about Thursday and Friday's major storm system. By then, models should start converging toward a consensus solution. We'll break down every scenario with specific impacts for your location, but Wednesday's update becomes absolutely critical. That's when we'll have high confidence about storm track, timing, and intensity. Make sure to check back daily, possibly twice daily, Thursday and Friday, as events unfold in real time. Here's my unwavering commitment to you. No hype, no exaggeration, no fear-mongering, just honest professional assessment of threats and practical guidance on preparation. Weather that threatens lives and property deserves serious, responsible coverage. By divine providence, we have advance warning. That's a tremendous blessing our ancestors didn't enjoy. By God's grace, we have time to prepare properly. Let's use that time wisely. Check your supplies, finalize your plans, look after your neighbors. That honors the gifts we've received and demonstrates care for the community around us. Final regional summary. Northern states from Minnesota through New England, multiple rounds of snow and ice Sunday through Wednesday. High power outage potential. Minimum 72-hour supplies absolutely required. Central states from Texas through Ohio Valley, Thursday and Friday primary threat window. Severe weather first, possibly followed by winter weather. Preparation for both scenarios essential. Southeast from Louisiana through the Carolinas, Friday severe weather. All hazards including tornadoes possible. Safety plans finalized now, not when warnings issue. Western states ongoing very active pattern. Heavy rain, heavy mountain snow, flood potential. Stay informed through local sources. The real story here transcends the meteorology. It's about how we respond to challenges. With preparation rooted in wisdom, with compassion for neighbors in need, with understanding that we're all part of one community under the watchful care of our Creator. Weather tests us, but it also reminds us of our proper place in creation. We're not in control of the wind and waves. There's profound wisdom in that reminder. We prepare as thoroughly as we can. We help others do the same. The rest we entrust to hands far greater and more capable than our own. Tomorrow brings essential updates about the major storm system, much better clarity on track, precise timing, detailed impact forecasts. Return for that critical information. Until then, stay safe, stay prepared, and may the Almighty watch over you and your loved ones through whatever